All right, new tree painting here. This is a photograph that I took. It was near where I work, and it beautiful. I think it's a cherry tree. I'm going to say it's a cherry tree. So just gorgeous. So we're going to do our standard start here with. Well, actually, let me spray that down. Spraying it down really helps. Oh, I got excited there for a second. Okay, doke. There, so. All right. Hey, Diane, how are you doing? Oh, he got arrested. Oh my gosh, I'll fill you in on the dirty details. It's horrific. My God, my goodness. He's now in Russia. Ah, my goodness. Yeah, I'll fill you in on the details on that one. Yeah, they found out he was a Russian agent. Yeah, did you know that? Oh my God, it was amazing. Yeah. Actually, I know he was doing a live show a little bit earlier, so he might be still involved in that. So he might still be on that one. I was going to join it, but I had so many things I was doing, unfortunately. So, all right, but we're going to do a tree. I actually took this photograph myself, so I'm going to come in here, and that is Mars yellow. That's what that is. Going in here. We're just going to kind of put the background is going to be deliberately kind of vague. It's a building there. It's actually an apartment building built back in the 20s, but that's what's in the background here. The tree that I took a picture of is actually next to a fire department. They have a little firehouse there. So, nah, didn't bribe the bride or didn't say the right words. I don't know. Yeah. You would think by now Putin would need the money. Okay. And there's a fire escape right there. The building is not the main purpose. This is going to be the tree. So the key is don't get over. For me, I have to tell myself, this is me talking to Mike, is not to get over with the detail here. So we're just going to kind of do that. Just keep it really simple. And that's about there, about third way up. There's a window here, a winder, as my grandmother would say. Yep. She was from Iowa. Okie doke, and there's another window there. I was surprised I didn't get the base of the tree, but we will work around all that. It's just this gorgeous cherry tree. I think it's a cherry tree. And just absolutely gorgeous when it's in full bloom. Probably looks like it's about 80 to 100 years old. That's this neighborhood here. That's how old it is. The older buildings are, at least. And that's it. We're really going to keep this. And I think there's another window over here. Just kind of, seriously, when I say keep Mike, I'm talking to Mike. Keep it simple. Because we're going to do that tree here. And that's going to be it. Just do that. Oh, couldn't help myself. Got excited again. Probably not. Because I was actually standing at the firehouse when I took this picture. That's actually an apartment building in the background here. So I mean, it's not like it's a classic old firehouse. It's a modern firehouse, so it's just like there's nothing architecturally wonderful about it at all. It obviously the firehouse itself is way newer than the tree, so obviously they saved the tree when they built the firehouse, which they kind of do here in Portland. They tend to do that. At least they used to. Let's hope they keep doing that because I think that's kind of cool when they save the tree. And so, but the fire. I mean, we have some old classic firehouses that I need. That's I think that might be another paintings. The firehouses of Portland because we have some old classic, and it's just so sad when one gets taken down. It's just like they were so cool. You could tell it was all done by the same architect. They have one that's they turned into a restaurant, so it's really kind of cool. Yeah, it's a French restaurant. It's really cool. And they were going to tear that down, but they found out it was on the historical register, and they couldn't do it. So there's a massive building got built around this thing. Yeah, mess with the historical register. There's a reason for it. All right, let's just start right in on this. Oh, couldn't help myself. Got excited again. All right, but this is just a classic, cool tree. Gnarly as you can get it. Well, couldn't help myself again. Yeah. And you'll see why I didn't put too much detail into the building at all. Oh. And we have some really old ones. They date the. We actually have. I saw a photograph of one, and it was still horse-drawn a fire truck. It was just or whatever they called it that fire, and it was steam powered for for the pump and all that type of stuff. But it had like this team of horses, and they showed it leaving one of our firehouses, and I thought, what a cool picture is that. And I know they've restored a couple of the fire trucks too, the old ones back from the 20s and stuff, and I think those are really cool also. I was at Costco and somebody had a medical emergency and the fire trucks all arrived there. What would we do without a fire department? My nephew is a volunteer fireman for Buffalo, New York. Big, tall, 6'4" kid. I would not want to receive a punch from my nephew. Today is a definite due day. I will be doing labels and painting sides because that show at Scandals is coming up really quick. I couldn't help myself again. Got excited. Yeah, the Lighthouse Show. I'll do a couple live feeds for you. Oh, Lighthouse Show. I have 12 lighthouses. I got to go through the map here and make sure I've got them all. There might be one. There was one I didn't really care for. It was almost like a fake lighthouse, and I said, I think I'll skip on that one. But I love those old lighthouses. Every one of those paintings I did, every one of those lighthouses is well over 100 years old. Oh, couldn't help myself again. Got excited. Yep. That's coming up. We'll see how that does. I've done well at the other bar. I am not complaining. And if it rain lets up at all, I might find myself heading out that direction. So check on everything. It's important for me to get in and out of there, you know. Yeah. Oh dear. Okay. Yeah. Doesn't have to be exactly right, but we want to get that gnarliness in there. Oh, no, 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 no. But yeah, as far as I know, my nephew is the only fireman that we've ever had uh, in my family. I could be wrong, but as far as I know, he's the only one. We have a lot of Army and Navy guys, you know, in my family, but not not a fireman. He's I think the first. I think my sister was actually surprised when he decided to do that. You know, he works full time, but that's his volunteer thing, and uh, he's a good kid. I tell you what. My sister did well. She has very good kids. I wish I would have been more part of their lives. You know, kind of feel bad that that's it just was unfortunately just where we all lived. My niece lives north of me in Tacoma. I haven't really gone up there. She has two kids now. One of these times I'm going to surprise her and just go. I don't have a car, so that makes it a little more difficult. I do have Amtrak, so I might just do that. Eh, get off my rear end and do it. This one's actually coming out at us. So remember, a tree is 3 dimensions on steroids. There we go. And we'll get some lighting in that. But now we're just going to actually, I'm going to add a little bit here. There he is, Anthony. Greetings. Oh, heck, just watch it. So what if you plow into a car? You know, things happen. Their fault for not realizing that you're not paying attention to driving. You know, it's all their fault. I always say it's their fault. But up, bum, 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 bum. this apartment building behind it here. I was telling Diane this is actually next to a firehouse, but the firehouse is kind of a boring firehouse. It's not like it's the cool type ones, you know. So that's why we're not too worried about it. It's a tree in full bloom, though. I actually took this photograph. I was out for a walk. I was doing my noon walk and ran across this tree in full bloom. And it was like, oh man, that is gorgeous. The tree's probably 100 years old. Okay, I think we're just going to start concentrating on the blossoms now. Oh, couldn't help myself, got excited again. Doesn't take much for me. We're going to hear pum, 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 pum. Oh, you know, one thing I didn't do, since I have a clean palette here, I've got titanium white, I've got Van Dyke brown, yellow ochre, cadmium light, or cadmium red light. I have Mars yellow, I have cadmium yellow light, and then I have over here pressure blue and unpronounceable blue. All right, okay. Boom, 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 boom. Add just a tad brown to that. Just a tad. Bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum. Yeah, we have some of those that are just really classics, you know, but unfortunately, the one here is just you can tell they probably tore down the original one, which was cool, and replaced it with a one. I mean, it has a big garage. It's kind of cool seeing the big fire trucks coming out of it every once in a while, you know, and I understand you have to modernize. A lot of those old firehouses were, let's face it, they were old. There were some of them that were just saying here in Portland, they said they were never reinforced. And so they were just not good, you know. Technically, we're in earthquake country, but we don't have the earthquakes like Seattle and San Francisco or anybody like that. It's rare for us to get an earthquake. Our earthquakes actually, which is more scary, actually comes from Mount Hood, and they said most of that is just the sheer weight of the mountain, but it has a lava pool underneath it, and every once in a while it does its thing, you know. So yeah, it hasn't erupted since 1860 or something like that, but it does steam. It actually steams, and we have all these hot springs around it because of Mount Hood. It's a big mountain too. If that thing decided to go, we were like, oh. Especially if they did it in the wintertime with all the snow on it. Oh Lord. Well, hello, welcome. Just tap, 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 tap. What this is an old cherry tree, and we're just right now getting the blooms blooms in place here, or the blossoms, I should say, not blooms. Oh, okay, couldn't help myself again. Got excited. And I just do this tap, tap, tap thing with this. So, and we're gonna. For anybody who's familiar with Portland, this I think is 10th and wider. That's where this is located. Close to our Lloyd Center here. It's actually called the Lloyd Center neighborhood. But it might actually, this might actually cross that. It might be Irvine neighborhood. Just in case you're wondering or worried about it. Boom. Tap, 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 tap. And we're going to come back in here with the branches and everything here. Oh, couldn't help myself. Got excited again. What you got behind this tree is an old apartment building built back in the 1920s. And I found out an interesting little story behind those. They all have this Egyptian look to them. They have like and what the reason for that is that's when they discovered King Tut's tomb, and there was Egypt mania, and so they added to the architecture. I thought that was kind of cool. You see these like Egyptian gods and stuff like that built into the buildings there. It's really kind of cool, especially when you find out the history of that. Tap, tap, tap. You're probably like, God, this is boring. Now, that's how you do it. Adding just a smidgen of red and there we go. I'm gonna move this over. Okay, so I don't flip over the side of it. Well, welcome, Madonna. Whoa! All right, okay. Just tapping away, tap, tap, tap. What I use is for when I'm dealing with something like this, I use it's a very stiff haired, I think that's hog haired fan brushes. Other brushes I don't need them stiff like that, but I need the fan brushes stiff. And so that's what I do. And we're going to do a lot more detail in this tree. And then we're going to work a little bit on that apartment building behind it, but it's pretty much totally covered by the blossoms here. That was a beautiful day. I was out for a walk and they were in full glory. Mm. And we got a road going here that's wider there. And we're going to get that in there. Boom. Like I said, I was walking and just snapped this picture. And that's a great thing with our smartphones that we have. You could just do that. You know, remember, we used to always have to have this old clunky camera with the case and everything else. Not anymore. All right, we're going to kind of take a break on blossoms here and get back to the trunk and other things here. Okay. No! How's that? Yeah, that's from the era of a former life being an air racer. And all right. Okay. Let's do it. Okay. Yes, work on these. I have one friend. She has the most hilarious laugh. And I always say, Joy, I am going to patent that laugh, and it'll be for alarms because there's no way you cannot hear it. You could hear her laugh 3 blocks away. Though I've been told that people know that I'm at the bar when they about 5 blocks away. So, oh dear. I'm definitely not what they call a low talker. Remember that from Seinfeld? Nope. There's loud and then there's not loud. Yep. So in this situation, the sun is kind of coming from this direction. Okay. So we will keep that in mind. And there's actually going to be some shadowing on that building. Oh, got excited again. Okay. Mix in Van Dyke Brown and Prussian Blue because the Prussians are blue. Yeah. All right. Ah, who knows? Yeah, highlighting this gnarly trunk of this tree. I bet the tree is close to 100 years old. Well, it's kind of hard to believe that, though, is that the apartment buildings were built in the 1920s. Well, guess what? We're in the 2020s, so they're 100 years old. Yeah, yeah. I wonder what firehouse was there before that. I bet that was one of the cool ones. Boom, 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 boom. Just one of those old classic, and I do think it's a cherry tree. We have these row of cherry trees at they go down the riverfront park there. They're beautiful, and when they go into full bloom, it brings out everybody. That was a gift given by a Japanese import company here in Oregon. Does business with us. And I always remind myself is that I'm working from my photograph, but it's not an exact replica of that photograph. It's like I said, it's not that. It's a wow, what an impression of that photograph. So you get really into where you want to make it a perfect photograph. Well, if you want a photograph, then get the photograph. And don't get me wrong, there's some beautiful photographs. There's nothing wrong with photography either. It's an art form all to itself. Boop, I couldn't help myself, got excited again. All right. All right. Going across here. There's another window over here. Yes, it does. And actually, the real tree has an enormous trunk. Yep. That's what's so cool. They're just like these massive things, and then all the branches. I don't know if it's over years and years and years of being pruned and stuff like that, but that's all of our cherry trees are like that. And so it's really kind of cool because you see this gnarly, amazing, gnarly trunk, and then all these branches that come out, and the tree is as healthy as you can get it. And so obviously somebody knows what they're doing. That's how they're shaped, at least here. Well, I noticed that when I was in DC, I went walked around the famous, where the cherry blossoms would be in full bloom, where Jefferson's Memorial is, and it was amazing. Yeah, but they were not in bloom at the time, but still you could tell. I bet they're just spectacular. And after Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, there was a movement to rip all of them out, and it was Roosevelt that said, "No, we're not doing that." And so, which was thank goodness, when decisions are made in haste, we tend to regret them out of emotion, especially. Okay, there's a vehicle parked here, so we're going to put that vehicle there. Oh, couldn't help myself, got excited again. And then there's a bush here. All right. So we're going to come back in here, but no, not yet. That's the Cowboys. John Wayne, one of his last movies. He actually died in it. I didn't think John Wayne could ever die in something. Using a smaller brush here. Official name of this brush is called a smaller brush. All right. I remember it being just an absolutely beautiful day. I went for a walk, and it was like, I want to say it was March time frame, because that's when the cherry blossoms start coming out. Unless this is not a cherry blossom, then I could be totally wrong. Sue me. There's a person walking here. Put that person in there. We'll call her Albertrina. Yeah, nobody knows her name, but we have a van over here. And like I said, it's more of a study of trees, and I got to keep telling myself, don't get worried about the details. It's the tree. The tree is the star. I always say, when you got a painting, what is the star of the show? And in this case, it's the tree. Oh, okay. Got excited for that. Gonna come here. It's a brick building behind it. Oh, couldn't help myself again. Got excited. All right. We had an apple tree in my backyard. It fell over. That was the end of that one. I would never plant a fruit tree. They're such a mess. Unless you're willing to spend a tremendous amount of money keeping them sprayed, keep the worms out of it, all that type of stuff. God, we had one disgusting situation where the darn thing was filled with rats and they were eating the damn apples. And it's like, oh. All right, it's time. I'm going to admit to it. It did break my heart when that thing fell over, and that was the end of it. Come back in here. Just getting this building kind of popped in there, and like I said, I have to keep reminding myself not to get too carried away here. A little bit bigger brush. Brown in that. The brick building behind here. Mm-hmm. Not going to worry about that too much. Talking to myself, full conversation going on over here. All right, back to the blossoms. And wait, hold on. Not quite. Oh, not that one. That one, probably good. Oh, couldn't help myself. Shoot. Let me grab another brush. Oh, that work. But it's just so fascinating when you walk around. I don't know how other cities are, but you walk around and you'll see these little gems tucked in there that somehow they weren't cut down. Same thing with in that neighborhood that I work in, you'll see these old farmhouses just tucked in there. It's just so funny, they never cut them down, never tore them down, and there they are. which is always cool to me. I'm going to get some sup green here. Sup green, sup green. Sup green. No. Yeah. There. Oh, ba-dum. Bush there. Arborvitae. I'm kind of guessing it's arborvitae. Arborvitae. A little more water than that. Filled in there. There we go. All right, let's go back into the blossoms now. Lemon tree. That's all the words I know to that one. Lemon tree, and then there's other words that go beyond that one. All right, let's get into the blossoms. The real key here is how the sun was hitting them. Yeah, lemon trees cannot grow up here in the Portland area. Too cold of a climate. I understand they could actually grow as far north as San Francisco, but Portland, no. You don't see any lemon trees here. We have banana trees, which is shocks people, but that's a certain breed of them. Yeah. Banana tree is not a tree, it's an herb. A little bit of yellow. Yeah, we're at, oh heck, it's been cold. We've been in a cold pattern right now. And it's supposed to get really cold this week. So once again, I got to empty the fountain. Poor birds. They're like going, how dare you? I said, well, you want that or you want the damn thing cracked? You know, it's up to you. Mm-hmm. idea. I think my brain is filled with a bunch of file cabinets. And they're kind of rusty and they just suddenly come out. That's just a theory. Actually, I'm going to add a little bit of magenta here. If I can find it. Hear me. I found this. I found it. There we go. Okay, we're adding a little magenta, just a tad. Remember, magenta is an extremely strong color. So just a little bit will do you. Just a little bit. Okay. Second. We're gonna get close to being done with this thing. Probably if I didn't talk so damn much, I'd probably be got it done. Oh well, it's all about having fun. That's what I always say. Just a little bit. Ba-ba-dum, ba-bum. Just a little bit. Boom, 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 boom. Just a little bit. Oh my. Yeah, I'm going to come back in here with another brush. Yeah, this is work. I'm going to tone down this area. A lot more blue than that, and actually a little bit of brown into that. Because like I said, the tree is the star, not the background, not the, so we want to make sure that pops out. You do that by giving a good contrast here. You want to be able to see the background, but not make the background the primary focus. It's kind of like when a camera's out of focus in the background, you know, that's kind of what you want to do. Tree is the focus. Man, that hour goes by fast. All right. Not going to quite get done with this one today, but we'll definitely be done with it tomorrow. There's no question about that. It's like, oh, yeah, I'm not Bob Ross. I can't quite knock it out in 30 minutes. I don't know how in the heck that guy used to do that. I guess practice, 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 you know. Man, yeah, seriously, I can't believe how fast that hour went by. All right. Okay, and on that note, unfortunately, I'm going to have to call it good. We have a vehicle parked here. And it's okay to put that in a little bit. And then we have that street wider in there. And all right, on that note, people, I'm going to have to call it good. I'll be back on tomorrow. We'll finish this one up for sure. And probably, hopefully, start a new one. Thank you, Madonna, for joining us. All right. We'll get this one done definitely tomorrow. 11 a.m. Pacific time, right out here in Oregon, as I sit there and keep working at it. But we will have this one completely finished, and I probably have a start of a new one. So take care, stay healthy, stay safe. Take care. I hope to see you again tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific time, right out here in Oregon. So seriously, thank you for joining me. Bye-bye. The Tree Series.